Welcome back. New this morning, a federal appeals court allows the Department of Education to move forward with a Biden administration plan to lower monthly payments for millions of student loan borrowers. Now, the plan will lower the amount some borrowers need to pay from 10% of discretionary income to 5%. Now, the ruling doesn't change the injunction issued by a Missouri federal judge, which blocks the Education Department from forgiving loan balances moving forward.
Well, for the first time, the Supreme Court ruled U.S. presidents have legal immunity for official acts while in office. The decision came down along ideological lines, and for now, former President Donald Trump's election interference case remains on hold. Connor Hansen has more on what that decision means.
On the final day of its term, the Supreme Court handed down a blockbuster ruling, not only affecting Donald Trump, but possibly all former and future presidents, whether they can be prosecuted for things they did while in office.
In one of the biggest cases of the year over whether presidents can be prosecuted, the Supreme Court dealt Donald Trump a victory and complicated special counsel Jack Smith's election interference case, ruling 6-3 that former presidents are granted broad protections for official acts taken while in office. A decision Trump celebrated on Truth Social as, quote, a big win for our Constitution and democracy.
The special counsel was arguing, as with the lower court, that there was very little immunity.
Chief Justice John Roberts wrote for the majority, saying the president is not above the law, but, quote, may not be prosecuted for exercising his core constitutional powers. In the dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor argued the decision, quote, makes a mockery of the principle foundational to our Constitution and system of government that no man is above the law. The case now heads back to the lower court to decide what actions in Smith's indictment can be classified as official duties.
They've essentially created a hierarchy.
Many Democrats are blasting the ruling, with Senator Richard Blumenthal calling the court out of control and saying it makes his stomach turn.
The former president now awaits sentencing in his New York hush money trial after a jury convicted him on 34 felony counts. That's scheduled to happen next week. In Washington, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Late last night, President Biden reacting to the ruling, saying it sets a dangerous precedent, adding it means there's virtually no limits on what a president can do.
The public has a right to know the answer about what happened on January 6th before they are asked to vote again this year.
The Justice Department, which brought charges forward against former President Trump, has not yet released a statement on the